Okay, we'll start. All right, this is the Open Space Committee meeting, and it's Tuesday, November 26th at 2 PM.
208. 208.
Oh, 2:08. And we are being videoed. Okay, is everybody seen the minutes from the November 12th meeting? Any changes, adjustments? Nope. Okay, I entertain a motion to accept.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. And, all right, if Kathy were here, we'd go on to the next one. As far as I think, she's basically closed up the Community Preservation Act, done all the little things that she needs to make the accounting correct. We were a little late on it, but she's turned it into the town clerk. So we need to do something with the 200 some odd dollars that are still left in there within a year. So it can sit there.
So, I have an oddball question. Since we had an account set up for the CPA thing, can we do the same thing for
So we
the
could
Space Committee?
get the $500 out of the account and put, you know, that every year that we get that, or 300 now. It used to be 100, now it's 3. Yeah, probably.
Because that would give us some money for signage and stuff like that, and if we wanted to, someone wanted to make a donation, or still want to collect cans every once in a while, we would have our,
Build up a little kitty.
yeah.
It's a good question. I'll ask somebody.
I mean, it would be the same thing, we'd have the receipts and be for town project signage and whatever we need.
It's not a lot of pizza parties that we're going to have. Every week, there's a pizza, and more and more people came to the meetings.
So
Yeah.
the follow, I'm just,
Yep, it's a good question, because it's, you know, every year we see that money disappear in June, right? I mean, we could maybe get if we got a sign place that made all our signs, we could, you know, have an account going with them or something that we could give them the $100 towards the next sign or something if it was June or July, before July. But
okay.
Yeah.
So you'll follow up on that.
a plan to keep money. Money and donations. Yep. Yeah, I've passed people who have asked me about the CPA, and they've been disappointed. But anyway, all right, next. Review the Keven Conservation Property Survey. Did you get a copy of that? I don't know if you're in the loop for...
He
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. So we'll start sending Dick stuff, because he wants to come to the meetings.
All right. I have to update my email.
What does it cost to join this group?
Oh, pennies.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Yep. Attendance. No, what you need to do to be in a committee in town is, well, it's a small committee like this where you don't need to be elected, is just to fill out a form and bring it to the town clerk. If you want, I can send you a form. All right.
You can get it from the town clerk.
Yep.
And you'll have to take a conflict of interest.
You got to speak up.
I said you'll have to take the conflict of interest training.
I already have to do that
Be good.
Oh, just for the pickleball stuff?
for the Board of Health.
Oh, are you on the Board of Health?
I am.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I'll email this to you when I get home.
All right.
I'd like to have a site walk, because I'm assuming he probably flagged.
He did. I read it.
Okay.
He flagged it.
Okay, so I'd like to take a site walk to take a look at on the ground and
Yeah, and I also went online before we came here and found that the distance between Vine Street and the property along the border of unsold lot now that belongs to Vine guy, that's 1,100 feet. So it's a bit of a stretch, but there's plenty of land there. So, yep, I'll keep it on my list to contact. Sidewalk. Yep, anytime. I've been ready for a site walk there for a long time. Now there's a little water in the brook maybe, but I was mystified by how they thought the dam on the property, they should bring in 6 inches of crushed stone and put it across move a few rocks back into place maybe to fix the dam that's all broken up from an old road across the brook there, and put 6 inches of crushed stone on top of it.
Why not take the dam down?
That's a whole other issue too, maybe.
Yeah, we just want to be able to get across it safe.
Right, that's a cheaper crossing probably as far as he's concerned, or
Ecological.
than a bridge, yeah. That was an odd, this is property off Southeast Main Street, so that was gifted to us years ago, but never even got a sign, and now the woman's like, hey, I gave you the land, how come you didn't put a sign up and everything? So we're trying to push through that, but we found that Conservation Commission gets no money for signs or conferences or anything, so,
Would this be a use for the $200+ left over from the last effort?
Yeah, either that or, to get a survey of this property, we got the town to accept at a town meeting spending $5,000 on this survey. So,
Trail assessment, not a survey.
yep. So we,
Quick look at it.
we've invested into it, but it shows that the town is willing to spend a little money here and there, and, we can show them that maybe if they had elected the CPA, that they wouldn't have had to do all this.
Yep.
I mean, they would have had to approve these things, but we could have lumped 20 of them together into a package and had the money already available for them. So, any time you want to do a site walk? I don't have anything.
On a sunny day.
You could just put it out, I mean, we do have to, 2 days in advance, put in
More than
minutes
3
for
weeks,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what the weather looks like after Thanksgiving.
Okay, I'll just put after Thanksgiving. On a sunny day, sounds like. Okay, do you want to put out the call for it to, then I'll take care of the minutes back.
Yes.
Saturday the 30th is going to be in the 40s. Also,
Saturday, the 4th.
30th. After that, it's 35, 32,
Yep.
34, 30s.
We could potentially book it for then and then cancel it at the last second, because Sarah doesn't have to be there with her microphones.
Yeah, we could do that. Okay, November 30th? 30th, Saturday.
Of course, that's what's predicted.
Yeah, so the opposite, pick that day.
2 o'clock?
Sure. All right. Great. That'll be just, to go over there and talk about it and see it's a nice piece of property. It's between southeast Main, Pine Street, and Vine Street. kind of in back of all the houses in there, 60 acres. And little kids have made trails back there and whatnot, so. Bring Dottie. No. All right. Did we make a list of conservation properties and the signs? I did, but I don't know.
I was just focusing on the Leon Mazinski property.
Yeah. I sort of, there's, what, 6 main conservation properties. And I listed them and I wrote down what signs, but it's all relative if we need grants and everything, stuff like that. But I thought, well, I grouped like 2 together, 2 together, and 2 together. Like the Mazinski and the Kevin are basically our top priorities. Second would be U Street, which just has a big sign on it. There's no trails through there at all. And there's hookups of potential properties that are kind of unknown and other weird things. And the Manchock Street Conservation Area. Those 2 would be the next priorities, I think, because we could really potentially hook up the Manchock to the Mazinski to the Sutton Douglas LLC over to Conservation Drive, all connected.
Yep.
And then finally, the Tinkerville, which we walked once from, the whole Walnut Street thing is still up in the air, and then the French Street down on Makowski Drive, which I have no idea how you would even approach that one. It's like a triangle off the street and then another triangle, and there's, do not enter signs on the street, which is really the only access and things like that. And there's a couple of brooks that run through it. So, and there's other little pieces here and there, but those are the bigger ones,
Yep.
I think.
It's okay.
So when we need to look at signs, we can look at signs.
Well, I was just figuring out what I needed for signs for the Leon Mazinski one, so these are signs that I had made up from custom signs. These are 6 by 12, and I think couldn't find any that was this size going this way. I have to go 8 by 12. But they're heavy duty, aluminum. Regular these are $29.99, but I got them with like a 40% off sale code. So it was quite reasonable, and you can make them up any way you want.
Yeah.
Are they plastic or aluminum?
Aluminum.
They're aluminum. I can see on the edge.
Yep.
Heavy gauge, too.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what Andy was talking about, putting posts in and at a slant, so that you can attach the aluminum sign to the top of it or whatever that fits in the post. But whatever you can find at a good deal, I think is the way to
Well,
go.
so for
Those are
the
just-
Leon Mazinski property, because I needed ones that just says parking. I don't know if I would go something a little bit bigger than this, so it's easier to read from the road. So it's easy enough to get that, I need 2 parking ones, one that says trail this way, and then where the actual trailhead is, it would be another one that says parking, and then one that says trail. So
Yeah,
that's easy enough to,
something like that would suck up our $300 for June to get it done, something like that.
I wait for when it gets like a 40% thing coming up, I can get them designed. And then when it comes
Yep.
through, just,
And as far as like placement along the trails, those little salamander things are, yeah, just a blaze or something. No, those look very nice. They were $29
$29.99.
And then on sale?
And then I had them like 40% off on that.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's great. Like $18 each or something like that.
So that wasn't that bad for them. I don't know if you guys have a color preference, but I just went with the yellow because I thought it stood out.
Yellow was the most visible color.
Is it? Dick knows the red is the best sign. Yeah, that
Anyways.
looks great.
All right,
All right, look for a sale.
I can do that.
You know, and we do need to get together with Conservation Commission sometime and talk about that.
Yep.
They've got plenty on their plate, too, so it's nice to take a break around Christmas.
$300
I don't think,
yearly budget?
I think, you know, what someone mentioned, they charge fees for things.
So they've got money.
Yeah,
Or the fees go to pay in Faniff.
probably,
I have no idea how
Yeah.
that works.
yeah. Yeah, interesting. All right, and Lisa, I talked to Lisa as far as the Conservation Drive property, and it's, hopefully will pass before the end of the year, so it will be ours.
Okay.
So that's a piece that was, a town, someone in town gave us a lot of land right there on Conservation Drive that connects to conservation land, so that was great.
There was discussion at master plan open house.
Mm-hmm.
Canal.
I brought that up.
You brought it up. Okay.
I brought that up to the Historical Commission guy. I
I
said,
knew I heard it.
yeah, I said, there's something in here that I said would warrant some research.
Yeah,
Because I think that would be a very interesting point of interest in town, to figure out what the heck that was. I would love to get that bridge rebuilt in there, too. Because you got the bridge abutments,
yeah,
but there was something there. It'd be nice to,
yeah, utilize it. It's stable, it's still there,
you know. But anyways,
yeah. All right, so, and connections between the schools and your, and the SNET property.
December 4th on the agenda for the school committee.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So,
Do you need any help? December.
and school board. And on December 8th, we're actually going to have the official opening ribbon cutting of that trails that we made. So I sent an email to Tim Bonin to invite the select board. Then I sent an email to Matt and said, send the invite out to any of the committees and stuff like that in town. Representative McKenna should be there. I haven't heard back from Fatman yet.
So what's the purpose of the, are you using it for a special thing? This is property that the Bay State Trail Riders bought that connects to the Southern New England Trunk Line trails that,
On one
and,
side,
and the school on the other. So, complex, so,
yeah, let's make it a connection that wasn't there before, so.
right. Is it the one off the railroad bed with the green cross-hatching on the gate?
It's just before that. That's,
That's the next piece, yeah.
yes,
I see.
yep, that was just blocked off. He let us go in there with the equipment that we needed to get some of the big stuff out of there. And then put that back up.
So which end is it closer to?
We're going to
Or-
park it, it's closer to Martin Road, but we're going to park it,
Monroe.
the Depot Street parking lot.
Cool. Yep, nice.
So it'll be easy walk over there, have the ribbon cutting, take pictures, and then we can do a hike. It's not a long walk.
Yeah, I walked it from Monroe, and that wasn't that long. From
What,
but
the new
for-
trail?
I walked the SNET from Monroe Street to where the new to where the green crosshatch
Oh, all right,
was.
yes. Closer coming in from Martin.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, December 8th, 9 o'clock.
9 a.m., all right. Cool, let's hope it's good weather. Predict that one for us, Gordon.
Well, I figured it'd be
Great.
short, dress warm,
I
so,
think
Yep.
it's just going to be cold, but it's,
yep.
Seasonal. All right, master plan workshop impressions. You forgot my plan.
I thought it went very well.
Yeah.
I thought there were a lot more people than were really there.
But they lingered.
They did, and there was a lot of good discussion. I got real excited about that property crossing the middle
Right.
on Gilboa.
Yep.
The town owns that.
Yeah, did not know that.
2017 by tax title.
It's, 200 small pieces of pavement cracked up and weeds growing in it, but people used to fish there, and
Could be a canoe launch there, picnic benches, park benches,
I thought farmer's market.
farmer's market,
But that-
food trucks.
The thing is, it can't be conservation land. It's not really conservation land, there's no,
Parking lot,
yeah,
yeah.
A lot of discussion in the master plan committee was about a river walk. And this would be a perfect place, at least a small river walk. And like I said, boat access. I heard that there might be some discussion about this.
I walked in there with a friend from behind his house that's up on Charles Street, up on the hill. We walked back down to the river, and he showed me this tree down there that's 13 feet around.
Wow.
Yeah,
But that's on Bosma property.
it is right, yep, just on the very edge of it, yeah. It was cool. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see where they go on that. Let someone else take charge.
But yeah, I was happy to see the turnout.
Yep.
Gave a lot of suggestions. So,
I liked the kids' table where they had they had like a empty field, and you could build up a little village. And before you knew it, it was a city. And I was like, how ironic. Funny. Anyway,
So again, I'm still trying to find the answer to, is there hunting on Keenan property?
no, it's conservation land. I don't think there's,
You said yes, and you said no.
there is currently people out there hunting.
okay. So there is, yeah.
So unless somebody specifically requested no hunting,
I got to post it.
I mean, was it the key people, did the town, who would say no hunting? The town? The town owns it now, so the town would have to make that
Yeah,
decision.
I don't know what the regulations on conservation land is. I would
I
think it
don't
would
think
be.
there would be an issue.
I know in the Worcester Land Trust, conservation property within the city of Worcester, there's no hunting because that's a city ordinance. Property that they have a conservation restriction on in outlying towns, there's hunting.
There's hunting on the state land, that's for
Right,
sure, yeah.
that's all.
Yeah, so as far as I know, there is nothing prohibiting it. So,
I got to call this one. I told him I would.
To put it on the Keven property?
No, he asked if there were.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I said, don't know.
Yeah.
So I would call.
yeah,
So I owe him a call.
okay. All right, let's see. I was wondering when, we'll have to figure out when the next town meeting is and how much we need for signs or whatever. Yeah, and then there was the Department of Ecological Restoration grant that came up, which is, the possibility has passed by. But that was an interesting one that passed by us. that was about replacing culverts and things like that, which really should have gone to the highway department instead of to us, but,
Yes.
Wasn't there also removing dams?
yeah. I don't know. It would be nice. It would be interesting to see, I mean, that wetlands would, you know, there's wetlands above and below where the dam is on the Keven property, so what would happen?
Increase the wetlands below, increase them below.
Yeah, but that might,
Natural.
right, and fish could swim in it. All right, that's all I had. Anybody has more items not anticipated within the last 48 hours?
Just old business. DCR doesn't, they don't make signs for many municipalities, just for future reference.
Okay, yeah.
Correct. And the ones that makes the sign makers for the ones with that King Core, like plastic wood, is made, it's there in Boston, that does the engraving
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, they used to make them, I think, here in town.
They,
It's
I think they make the wooden ones here.
Yeah, at least they used to, yeah.
They still do that, but the other,
Oh, yeah.
the plastic type ones are Boston.
Yeah,
So what are you talking about?
Signage, what DCR makes
Signage, thank you.
for,
yeah, on the conservation
I
property.
thought you might be someplace else. Okay.
Yeah. Things available from. All right.
I believe you asked if there were other items to bring up. Mm-hmm. I would like to bring one up.
Okey-doke. Uh-oh. It's a big one.
a wish list to fill in, huh?
All right, so I talked at the last meeting about the direction we had taken with CPA. And we were trying to convince the electorate that our approach was going to be better than sliced bread. So I came away from there saying, maybe there's a whole different way of approaching it. And this is what I've been setting up here. I called it a matrix. You call it anything you want. But what I did is I took like open space and then broke it down into the things that are listed, which I had here at one time. Yeah, it's gone.
What's that, yeah?
We, on the name, the place for names and
Addresses? Or-
when we were gathering names, petition names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right, on that sheet of paper, they listed what I have here.
okay.
And the grouping, mostly the grouping that I have here. Some of it I think is not correct, we can fix that. But what I did is then took the, like, open space, and on the signature sheet, it said acquire, create, and preserve open space. And then I looked at the, like, purchases of open space and missed opportunities to buy because something happened. Didn't have the money, they backed out at the last minute, whatever. And then plans, recreation uses, conservation areas, protection of drinking water, and that would come from our water and sewer department. So what I would like to do at each meeting that we have is spend probably no more than 15 minutes and just brainstorm a small topic and blow it up, right?
Okay, yep.
Into all the detail that we need to show the benefit of incorporating CPA into Douglas culture.
That sounds like a good idea.
So this was my approach to starting that process. And I did some of them just to show you the detail that we can get into, and there is more detail if we go at it. So what I would like to do is suggest that in the future that you allocate X minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll just brainstorm a small segment. And my vision of brainstorming is there is absolutely no negative comments allowed. You just blast it out.
Yeah,
And you need somebody to do the logging of the information that's flying out at that point in time. And it's difficult to control the process and be writing at the same time. That's the difficulty.
hard to listen and join, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's why they're videotaped. That's why it's recorded, so it can go back and
Yeah,
Pull
Pull
it
the
out
items out,
afterwards.
yeah.
yeah,
Ideally, what you have is something that's visual so that everybody can see what's happening, what's being suggested.
do you think we should think about it while we're, like, in the period between meetings? Like, know what the next topic might be?
We could do that,
And then we could sort of start at that point.
yeah. And we can look ahead and say, okay, next time we're going to talk about this thing,
Future part.
recreation uses, for instance, and then just blow that right up into 50 items. And then later, go back and start crossing them out for duplications,
Yeah.
not relevant, et cetera.
Well, you know, there is the open space and recreation plan too that is, you know.
has a lot of...
Okay,
I was going to bring it today. It's on my
I could
desk.
follow you home.
It's on my desk.
I'll follow you home. But that pinpoints what needs to be done and who needs to do it. You know, we sat there at the table and we're like,
okay.
highway needs to do that, historic needs to do that, da-da-da needs to do
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, I don't know who looks at it, it's online, but,
Well,
yeah,
my vision is that this becomes the basis of our next request
yeah.
to
the
incorporate
next
CPA
drive, yeah,
into the town of Douglas.
yep. That sounds great. No, you put some work into this. I think things like the drinking water is something that should be, you know, definitely highlighted, because
Where is
people
our
like
dr-
to drink. Huh?
Where is our drinking water supply?
Several wells.
Yep,
I know there's well at the corner of Franklin Street, on Franklin Street.
yeah, and up,
Yeah, I know where Franklin Street is.
Yeah. Franklin Street and the Southern New England Trunk Line Trail, right there in the corner is a town well.
yep. What's that corner?
Seems like there are a lot of houses around there. Or am I in the wrong place?
Didn't used to be.
But those wells only supply basically East Douglas, right?
That I
That's part
can't-
of it. A lot of-
that I couldn't tell
Everyone else
you.
in town is on there.
Right, I have a well. You have a well, right?
I have a well, yep. I actually have two wells.
But anyway,
Big
that's,
horses.
that's
No,
easy, easy. That's off in the future.
oh, that's great. Do we want to pick a topic for the next time? Will you?
Well, you
did-
said there was, what I heard you say was that there was a booklet or something on open space and
Recreation.
recreation, so we probably ought to back off and go somewhere else. Like historic buildings or affordable housing. There's a biggie.
That's something that really needs to be investigated on how that works even, you know? I don't know. That's a very tricky one. I was on the old grammar school disposition committee, and that would have been a great place for housing, but there's just so many, because it's close to the schools, there's a lot of
I
constrictions.
think that was a red herring, if you get my meaning.
In the town meeting, they approved transfer of some land adjacent to the school
Yes.
to allow parking inside.
And the reason they did that
to make it more palatable for builders to buy it and to do stuff.
Yeah. See, right now, we have a whole new school committee, we got a whole new administration for the town. So that building stands a very good chance of being sold within 6 months. And that's the reason that the land was added to the school building,
Yeah.
because you needed that parking in that area, the south side of the old grammar school.
The town has always had sort of the idea that they don't want to be a realtor. They don't want to buy up land that, you know, they don't need and things like that in their own minds, but
Okay,
makes it more complex government-wise. So getting rid of an antique building and having it occupied by someone else who's spending millions of dollars to renovate it
Yeah.
might be not the best answer, who knows?
yeah, we looked at somewhere probably between 5 and 7 million before you even step foot into the building. So once you get all that done, it has to be done, then you can start doing real work.
Yeah.
The asbestos is out.
Is it?
Yeah, the whole interior wainscoting is painted black for a Halloween party one year. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, so pick an easier one. How about if I bring the open space and recreation plan with me next time? Or you bring it the next time?
Okay.
And we can look at that, or I'll come pick it up and I'll look at it and
I
pick out
ass-
things that might be a good approach.
Yeah, I assume it's more than one page.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's thick. Well, there's maps and everything in it.
So sometime,
It's online as well.
online, I can't find things on the line.
Yeah, I know it. It's so small, you need a microscope to read it. I have a copy, and Christine Furno has a copy, and there's a copy at the library.
Okay, now I can find it.
Yeah,
Remember Ann Mazar and her trip here was
Yep.
recorded? Well, I couldn't find that on YouTube. No matter how I searched, I couldn't find it.
yeah,
I get help back here, and
yeah. Miss Know-It-All.
the computers are so stupid. They don't know what you want.
Well, we were raised in a different generation, and we don't think, well, I don't speak in acronyms or any of that stuff.
Okay.
All right, so I'll bring OS and rec
I'll read almost anything you give me.
plan with ideas from,
And someday I'd like to take a walk on conservation land or this land you're talking about, wherever.
we'll put you in the loop for Saturday the 30th if you're around.
30th of what?
December, no,
No,
November.
Oh, that's
Not New Year's Eve,
December,
no,
probably.
not-
Yes, please.
2 days after Thanksgiving, walk off your turkey.
Yep, if you haven't gotten walking yet, you need to be walking.
Well, one thing that Ann Mazar did in Mendon was, with all the conservation land that she has orchestrated the purchase of, they have trails, parking, and she actually took people on walks
Right.
around.
Yeah,
And schedule them.
Saturdays, there should be, each Saturday, another walk at a different, I mean,
Yeah.
Gordon would love to lead them. But some of them, there's not even a place to leave your car or a place to enter the forest, you
But
know?
we can fix that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna
we've
do.
been
All
working
it
on
takes
that for
is-
years.
All it takes is time and money. No big deal.
And we even have a trails committee. Guys with the wagon and chainsaws and everything, and they're frustrated.
Reminds me, can you send me the emails of those guys?
Yeah. I keep running into one of them.
Yeah, I need to schedule one more workday.
Out at the, yeah, before they're.
Yeah, we gotta put in a
Summer.
signpost, make a short little entrance in, and then there's some trees and stuff and trimming up that needs to be done on the, between where our property ends and the town and down to, at least to Wellman Pond. I want to get that trail cleaned up there. There's 2 trees that I walked it, and there's 2 trees down that definitely need chainsaw work.
Where, which part, the one
So
up?
if you go through our
Yeah.
new trail,
Yeah,
then you hit the town property. So going down to Wellman Pond,
yeah, okay, Wellman, yep.
yeah, up in the back there. So in between there
Yeah.
and the pond, there's, one's flat on the ground, one's leaning.
Not gonna get a fat man over that one.
Too big for that. So, okay, perfect.
How big are the trees?
The one that's on the ground, about yay big. The one that's
Pretty good
hanging,
size.
that's more, that's not,
Is it a safety hazard?
you could squeak under it once, under one side. You're not getting a horse under it, though.
Well, you wouldn't ride 100 miles an hour on a horse going that way anyway, would you?
I wouldn't, you'd have to bushwhack to get around it.
Yeah.
Which is not proper.
Duck fast.
I'd rather just schedule some trimming up and get that cleaned up. I mean, I can cut it and get it on the ground, and I can have someone else, when we have the trail work day, that they can move the pieces. So, I'm okay with that. All righty.
All right, next meeting. I'm skipping on, I'm missing the last piece. Do we want to meet this year, or do you want to wait till next year if we're going to have a site walk and a life for the holiday? I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter.
If you're going to do a trail walk on the 30th, why don't you incorporate notes as you're walking along and discuss them later? And that's your next meeting.
That's a good idea. At the 10th of December, keep the momentum going. Take the day off from shopping.
Did you say 12:30 was the trail walk or 11:30?
11.
11:30.
Really? The one on the, let's see.
He meant date, November 30th.
Oh,
That's 11:30,
yeah,
not 12:30,
all right.
at 2 o'clock.
What's the year? Yeah, before we know, we'll be flipping that.
Yep. Keep it the 10th if
Yep.
we have to cancel it.
Yeah, and then maybe Kathy and Lisa can make it. 2 PM,
Sure.
For what?
next meeting.
Next meeting, right, December 10th.
Yeah.
Did you say 12:30?
12:30
When's the
PM
next-
or AM?
When is the next meeting?
12:10.
December 10th.
Yep, thank you. We got a real word. December 10th at 2 PM.
Okay.
Okay,
Sidewalk is
yep,
Oh, November 30th. Yes,
at
2.
2 PM. We're good to stick with the 2. It's the second Tuesday at 2, that's why we always meet.
Well, let it
Sounds-
warm up. Okay, so we'll get adjourned here. Yep,
Yep.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I am so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.